This is the Cinemate hybrid hard drive enclosure. Not only can it hold a 2.5 inch to a 3.5 inch hard drive, but the top bay has 3 slots in it for NVMe M.2 drives. In this video, I'll show you how I got it all set up. I put a Crucial P510 Gen 5 NVMe 2TB SSD in the top. It has a heatsink on it, and then I put a 500 gigabyte Samsung SSD drive in the middle. I also tried to put this old mechanical hard drive in the bottom bay, but it wasn't working. So I'll just show you how to install it for demonstration purposes. So I'll have to get another mechanical hard drive and install it to test it out in another video. So we'll just install it for demonstration purposes in this video. I also had some trouble getting the Crucial drive to work. I ended up upgrading to a faster USB cable to fix that problem. But I got everything installed and working after a little bit of troubleshooting. All right, let's go ahead and get this video started. I'll show you how I got everything all set up and working. For this project, I got on my Bigfoot shirt. I don't know if you knew this or not, but the Sasquatch is the patron saint of data storage. Mysterious, elusive, and you're never quite sure if what you're looking for is really there. All right, enough joking around. Let's go ahead and get this video started. Here's everything that you get in the box. It comes with a user's manual, and then you get a USB-C to USB-C cord, and then you get a USB-A to USB-C cord. This is a high-speed cord. You can see the blue in here. You also get some tools. You get a screwdriver. You get a bunch of different screws. And then you also get some little pegs, and then you get a power supply. And then you get some little stickers too. So that's pretty nice. It comes with a lot of stuff. To open it up, you push these little blue buttons, and then you can pull it out. And you can see this is the hard drive enclosure for the NVMe M.2. And you got 3 of those. You could do different sizes. And then you get 2 of these drives. You can put your hard drives or your SSD drives in here. It's adjustable. We'll go ahead and start with this one. For my top hard drive, I'm going with the Crucial P510. The nice thing about this hard drive is it's got good size on it. It's a 2 terabyte hard drive, and then it also does 10,000 MBS. So this thing should be really fast. It also has a heat sink on it too. And it's a little bit smaller. See how it's not quite as long as other hard drives? So it'll be nice that I can fit it in here. So you can see where I could put it. It looks like you just slide the metal part, those metal pins, and then you just slide them into the metal pins on the hard drive, and then you use that little plastic tube to hold it in place, that little plastic peg to hold it in place. So you can see in here, there's the 2 on the right and then the longer on the left, and same thing on the drive. And then it's got the little peg. I think you take the peg off. This is a little tricky, but I think you put the peg in the slot of the hard drive and then push it in. I'm going to set it down on my desk. It'll be a little bit easier to work with. So I just put that in the groove, and then I pushed it into place, so now it's held in there. So you just line up the slot on the hard drive, and then you just put it inside the little groove, and then you push it down. So it's held into place. All right, we'll go ahead and put it in here. So they got numbers. This says M.21, M.22, and M.23. So I put it in that first slot. I figured that was the place to go with it. And then in this one, I'm going to put an SSD. I got this old Samsung 850 EVO 500 gigabyte SSD. So I'll just go ahead and put it in there, and then we'll use that to test out the SSD slot. Both of these slots are the same for an SSD or a hard drive. You just make some adjustments in them to put in the SSD. You can see how small the SSD is, so it's not going to fit. To get it to fit, you just take this out. Some little slats you pull out. You just push on these two little blue tabs to release the blue bracket, and then it just comes right off. And then you have 4 little holes on the bottom that you screw in to line it up, and then these pins on the back will line up into the hard drive enclosure. If you look in here, you can see the pins in the back. I think if we come over here in the light and I pull this one out, you can see them. So see, there's the pins in the back, and that's what needs to line up. So we're just going to go ahead and put it on this, on the side, on the right side of the enclosure, and then we can slide it into place. And it comes with a little bag of screws and even a little screwdriver, so we can put it all together. So it looks like we just put it into place and line up those holes on the back, and then it pushes it all the way back so it'll line up. And I think these are all the same size screws. Well, maybe they are different sizes. Let's see if these others are a little smaller. It's hard to tell, but you can see one bag has smaller screws, and those are for the SSD, so I was putting in the big ones. So make sure you check your screws before you screw it in. The bags aren't marked, they both look the same, but you want to get the small ones to put into the SSD. There we go, that's screwing right in. So we're going to take this out and save this for the big hard drive. So don't make the same mistake I did. Make sure you get the right size screw for your hard drive. One more of them here. You could kind of tell now that you see them, this one's just a little bit fatter. Yeah, it's pretty nice when you put the right size screw in there. Fits in there really good. All right, I got all 4 of the screws in, and then the pins are pushing towards the back, so it should be good to go. Now I can just push this into place, and it fit right in there. All right, now we'll put a big hard drive in here. Got the nice big enclosure. Okay, so same thing for this one. We got to take these off, but this time we got to take them both off. Put this one aside so we don't mix them up. And I actually don't know what this hard drive is. This is an old hard drive from an old computer. I'm just going to go ahead and put it in here so I can figure out what it is. And then let's see here. Same thing, you want this on the right hand side. So I'm going to face it down like that. And then I can put these little pins back in here. Should line up with those holes there. When you seat it, make sure you can see those little holes. Make sure your holes are lining up. Then that way it'll fit in there. And then make sure all your pins are on the right hand side. So I got my pins on the right hand side. And now I'm just going to slide it in here. So to recap, on the top, I have the M.2 card. That's the Crucial high-speed card. I'll use that for my main drive. And then I'll use the SD drive to store different video files. This one is 500 gigs, and I'll start with that. But I can upgrade that into the future. You can get these in multiple terabytes, I think like all the way up to 8 terabytes. So you can get really big SSD drives, but we're just going to use that small one now to test it out. And then we got the mystery hard drive in here. I'm not really sure if it even works or not, but it'll be a good way to test it out to see if there's anything on there. And that way we got each slot full. All right, and then on the back, we got 2 ports. There's the USB Type-C port, and that's the one you're going to plug into your computer. And then you got the USB host. You can plug all kinds of things into that. If you want to plug in a mouse or a keyboard or a flash drive or anything like that. So that way I can have a high-speed connection. Because the cord that came with it, it's the blue one, so that's going to give you a lot faster speeds. So we're going to put that one on that side. And then it's got the USB-C on the other side. And then it's got the USB-C to USB-C. I'm going to plug that into the back of the hard drive enclosure. And then I'm going to plug this into the back of my computer. There's also a power supply, so I need to have power to it. I'm going to plug the power supply in too. And then here's where the power supply goes, to that port right there. And then once I get it all plugged in, there's an on-off switch. It says it's on. I'm going to turn it off. And then once I get everything plugged in, I'll go ahead and turn it on. My cords are kind of a mess under here, and that is a big power brick, so I had to make some adjustments to get it to plug in there, but I got it all in now. Okay, now I'm just going to hit that little on button. There's a fan on the back. So we got the fan going. You can hear it's on. And then it has lights on these two, but there's no lights on this one, so we'll see what's going on. The lights weren't coming on the top drive, so I tried a few different things to get it to work. The first thing I did is I checked it to make sure it was in snug, and everything seemed fine. And then I tried plugging it into a different slot, so I went over to the slot on the right to see if that makes a difference. That didn't seem to do anything, so the next thing I tried is I got this different cord. This is a USB-C to USB-C data transfer cable. It's got a 20 gigabytes a second with 240 watts. With this being a fast charging high-speed data transfer cable, I just got this plugged into the back of the hard drive enclosure into the USB-C port. And then I also got it plugged into the USB-C port on the back of my computer. That seemed to do the trick. Now it's all lit up. All right, now let's see if it shows up on the computer. Okay, here we are on my computer. To set up the Crucial hard drive, I'm going to click on the little window box down here. And then I'm going to go up here to the disk management. There's some instructions on here. It says initialize disk. You must initialize a disk before Logical Disk Manager can access it. Now this is just how I did it. There's also instructions in the instruction manual, and if you're not that tech savvy, you can consult somebody more tech savvy to help you with it. So just make sure you know what you're doing before you hit OK. And then I'm going to go down here and look for disk 11. Disk 11 is just what it says on my computer. It may say something different on yours. Just make sure you look for the black bar to determine which one it is. The next thing I did is I right-clicked on the black bar. Don't right-click on the gray box on the left. Right-click on the actual gray bar itself. Then I selected New Simple Volume from the menu. And then the New Simple Wizard Volume will pop up. And then from here, I just hit Next on everything. The wizard automatically picked the largest size, and then it gave the drive a letter. And then at the end, I clicked on the Finish button, and then the black bar turned blue. Then the drive changed from unallocated to formatting, and now it says New Volume, and it's ready to use. Okay, here it is on my computer. If you click on the drive name, you can change the name of it. I changed it to the Crucial, the P510. And then I put some videos from my phone on here. Let's go ahead and open it up and look at it so you can see there's the videos there and how much space it's taken up. I did the same thing for the Samsung drive. You can see now they're both lit up. This is how it should look. I wasn't able to get my old mechanical hard drive working, so I just have the 2 drives in here for now. Some people say the fans can be kind of loud, and if you're just using the SSD drives, you can actually turn it off. You don't have to keep the fans on. If you decide you want to turn the drive off, the little switch on the back not only turns the fan off, but it turns the whole thing off. Some people say you should eject the drives before you do that. And if you want to eject the drives, you can go down to this little button, this little arrow button in the bottom right-hand corner. And then you click on the little drive icon, and then you can eject the 2 drives. I only have the 2 drives on here, the Crucial drive and the Samsung drive. And then once you eject it, you can turn it off. Now you can see they're not on here anymore, and it's okay to turn the power off for the hard drive enclosure. So yeah, this thing's pretty nice. It sure is nice to get all the videos off my phone. The only issue that people have said they really have with it is it's a little bit loud. And if you want to record some voiceovers like me and you want your room to be quiet, you can just turn it off like I did.